best clients and customers. Of course you want to show...
But then, stop playing games. Let's have a chance to talk with him.
Apparently, he is confused as to what country he's in. He has no rights in El Salvador.
Chaotic. Now, in response, the Federal Aviation Administration has nearly doubled the hazard area for this launch to 1,600 nautical miles. It says it's in touch with Turks and Caicos, the Bahamas, Cuba, and Mexico about the possibility of a failure. And it's also asked SpaceX to launch at a time it says will minimize disruption to air traffic if the rocket explodes again.
Well, as we know, SpaceX is owned by Elon Musk, who has said that he hopes Starship will soon carry people to Mars, which is this huge goal. I mean, like, how much is riding on this particular launch today, then?
You know, SpaceX says this is a test launch. They expect failure, and in fact, this is how they learn. They like to launch things that fail and learn from the mistakes. But honestly, this program is starting to slip behind schedule. Starship was supposed to be able to at least orbit the Earth right now. Instead, they're still struggling to get into space. And looking forward, there is so much for them to work through with this spacecraft. They need to figure out re-entry. They need to figure out supposed to take astronauts to Mars or astronauts to the moon as soon as 2027. And even that's looking tough. I think Mars is still some ways off here.
That is NPR's Jeff Brumfield. Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you.
It's WNYC. All Things Considered continues. Canada's Prime Minister invited King Charles to visit Canada, where today he opened a new session of Parliament.
Democracy, self-determination, and freedom are values which Canadians hold dear.
The King's visit was widely seen as a show of support for Canada amid annexation threats by President Trump. Well, that story coming up in just a few minutes here on All Things Considered. Temperatures right now are in the mid-70s in our area. Rain on the agenda for tomorrow. It's WNYC at 4:30.
The generosity of WNYC listeners is what keeps the news, information, and entertainment on the air. Thank you to everyone who gave during our recent pledge drive. From me, Michael Hill, and all of us here at WNYC.
Nancy Solomon, Stephen Nesson,
Bridget Bergen,
Arun Vanagopal.
And if you haven't pledged yet, there's still time. Call 1-888-376-WNYC or go to WNYC. Wins News Time 4:30.
Good afternoon, I'm Lori Madden. A second crypto investor is under arrest in connection with what police say was the kidnapping and torture of a man at a luxury Manhattan townhouse.
William Duplessis said nothing as he was taken out of the 13th precinct in handcuffs.
What happened?
There are many questions about his involvement in the kidnapping and torture of an Italian citizen. Duplessis' business partner, John Waltz, known as the Crypto King of Kentucky, was used on his leg. Mac Rosenberg, 1010 wins on 92.3 FM in Gramercy.
The bridges and tunnels. Southbound Deegan, it's a real slow ride from the Marshall. Northbound bunches up onto the Bruckner and the RFK and the Cross Bronx. That's the worst of it. It's over an hour out of the Bruckner interchange. East side of Manhattan, northbound FDR slammed from the 30s up towards the Willis Avenue Bridge, where there is Bronx-bound police work. You got Manhattan-bound police activity on the 3rd Avenue Bridge. And the southbound side of the FDR Drive near the Brooklyn Bridge, new trouble with a breakdown blocking the right lane. So the West Side Highway better either way. Lincoln into the city is about 10 minutes. Outbound Helix in the right lane. Looking at the Holland Tunnel out of the city, 20 to 30 minutes. Then the outbound Skyway slammed through Jersey City with a stall. Inbound